Welcome to Overtime and Inferno, your weekly roundup of all the big stories in CSGO. Quicker than I start recording the podcast without forgetting to change this intro line. A quick reminder to rate and review us at the end of the episode. It really helps us. I'm Logan. This, to my right, is Aizyesque. Let's get into it. Doing relationships in spatial relationships in podcasts is odd.
Yeah, it was a little bit easier when I saw you in person. That was a little bit easier.
Yeah,
Because I
that
know
was
it
just
was like right in front of you. You couldn't get that one
there.
wrong. Yeah, look, this guy, he's looking
Can't fuck
at
that
me.
one up.
Wow, you can try.
You could try it.
This guy's behind me. Wait.
All right, we have a large amount of things. Both of us were very busy last week, so we have a little bit to catch up on.
I'm still busy. I still have a lot of things to do.
Next week is going to start to be fun times on figuring out when to record, because the answer, surprisingly, might just be start recording earlier.
Oh, because well, so I have to pay my taxes this week, and I have to self-assessment because I'm self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first time ever, actually will have to pay taxes, which is incredibly depressing. I'm setting aside a lot of time to get it sorted, because I'm like, well, I want to make sure like I don't screw this up, because if I do, then they're going to come after me and they're going to throw me in jail. But that's like really stressful. I've got a bunch of work to do as well, obviously, and it's my mom's birthday on Tuesday, so I need to like buy a gift for her. I've got things to do, and I'm like, I like really like, it doesn't sound like much, but that combined with having like work to do, and like last week I was working an event in Dota as well, which took up a lot of time of the week, so I'm like kind of stressed at the moment.
Is UK taxes like American taxes? This is a very different conversation right now, where you just kind of are supposed to guess how much you're paying the government, and then hopefully you're right. And if you're not right, then
oh no,
you have to go back like sometimes.
You tell them how much you've earned, and they say, right, you owe us like this much money.
See, it's super fucked up in America because
you just guess. That's great.
Yeah, you literally have to guess.
Oh, here's $6,000. Cool.
You literally have to guess, and then the government will send you a refund if you pay them too much. But they won't tell you what the number is.
That is bizarre.
It's fucking...
doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
That's entirely illogical.
Okay, speaking of taxes and governments, top 10 segues in the world.
How are you going to segue this?
ESEA, ESL, and FACEIT all got technically, I'm going to say technically, purchased by a government backed by the Saudi, purchased by a company backed partially by the Saudi Arabian government.
Yeah,
that was a thing that happened, and
yeah.
So okay. Let's start with where's the Twitter? Where's Phil's tweet? I want to start with Phil, who's our boss's Twitter, because there were a lot of important words that were said in there, that I feel were like actually will make our lives a lot easier.
I like your important words, Magic Man.
Jesus, where's...
You probably should have done this beforehand.
No, I wasn't expecting to use this, and also Phil has tweeted a lot in the last day.
Yeah. So for anyone who missed the story, basically, so ESL and FACEIT have now combined, and for a combined $1.5 billion, was it dollars or euros? I think it was dollars.
I think it was dollars.
Was bought by a like an investment fund that, as we mentioned, somewhat backed by the Saudi Arabia government, who, if you're unaware, are a controversial figure in world politics. Yes. Their opinions on human rights are not the same as ours.
Correct. To be fair,
that's how I'll put it.
To be fair, IEM is also partially sponsored by the United States Air Force, and depending on your views on the U.S. military,
Yeah, depending on how edgy you want to be.
Yeah. So, our boss at TLDR wrote up a very large thing on the actual legitimacy of this deal in regards
Yeah,
to
and how much it makes sense for the
like
buyer.
if it works.
Yeah.
And basically the TLDR of the TLDR thread is that this actually makes sense right now because esports is losing money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it makes perfect
COVID,
sense for them to sell it
in COVID, and for Savvy Gaming Group, which is the company that is buying it, you're buying it for less than 4 times the annual revenue. So in 4 years, you should make your money back.
Wow,
right?
You make it in revenue, but you don't necessarily make it in profit.
Yeah, you make your revenue back. But the main things that you, as a consumer of Counter-Strike esports, need to care about is that FACEIT and ESEA are going to start combining a lot of stuff, right?
Well, FACEIT and ESL are going to start combining. I'm not sure.
Well, no. ESEA. No, ESEA and FACEIT are combining anti-cheat.
That seems like a bad idea. But
they're combining their anti-cheats and stuff, but FACEIT and ESL are going to start combining their tournament stuff as well. That
Flashpoint is dead as well.
Flashpoint is like dead. If you go to the Flashpoint
website, doesn't even exist. Work. Yeah,
it just doesn't work. It's hilarious. And then what was it? And then during IEM events, from the official Twitch stream and partnered streams, so like anyone who's been pre-approved to do IEM co-streaming, FACEIT points will drop.
I thought it was quite amusing. They were like, everyone was going mad about who was owning them. They're like, yeah, but now you get FACEIT point drops in the streams. Like, I mean, yeah, but that's not really the point, is it? Like, that's
no.
I really don't care about that, and I wouldn't have cared anyway. Like, okay, this is like kind of difficult for me because I'm employed by ESL, and it would be difficult for me to leave that. And even if I did, what TO do you work for who doesn't have that? Like I saw somebody who was like, yeah, that's it, right? I refuse to work for ESL anymore. I'm going to just work in Valorant. Like, I mean, nice that you're taking a stand, but Riot Games,
right? Yeah, is that
the ones who got found to be sexual, had sexual harassment cases and are owned by Tencent? Maybe not. That might not be the one.
Yeah. So I don't want to spend the entire podcast on this topic. So the TLDR on this is just like many gaming companies are scummy. We've learned that recently.
Yeah.
Welcome to the industry. I think that's the best way I can put this.
I will say, it would be remiss of us to not talk about that Richard Lewis tweet.
Oh my god!
Absolute banger. He posted a photoshopped image of the president of Saudi Arabia tweeting in Arabic and changed the translation to say "I am esports," which is just the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh god, that's so good.
The best part about that, to be fair, is that Richard Lewis and Thorne are like friends, and he did that.
If your friend made a tweet that dumb, you would have to take the piss out of the floor.
I was dying, man. All right, let's move on to like actual Counter-Strike esports. HLTV had a 3-hour award show the other day, where they basically presented the top 3 players of the world, in no particular order. No, that's a lie. Actually, in a very particular order.
These are the top 20 players in the world. So out your own order. Fuck you.
So they ended up with the order of Simple in number 1.
What?
I think we all expected. Zywoo number 2, Nico number 3. I think that was actually probably the most expected answer out of all of them.
I thought Shiro was going to be in the top 3. I really did.
Okay. So, just for everyone else's notice, let's talk about really quickly. The rest of the top 20 was the three following those three, so following Simple Zaiwu and Nico, were three Gambit players, because it was Shiro, then Exile, then Hobbit. So regardless of what you think about the top three, it's kind of insane to see three players from the same team in the top six consecutively.
That's pretty mad. I mean, I think FaZe had three consecutively, but they were 18, 19. Oh, no, they had 17, 19, and 20. Never mind.
No, they have 17, 18, 20.
Oh, 17, 18, 20. There you go.
Yeah, but one of them didn't play
and one
for
of them
FaZe
wasn't playing for them at the time, but
yeah. They had that's Rops, for those of you who don't know.
Wait, Rops went to FaZe?
God, no.
I thought it was Carrigan. I thought he was number 17.
But top three players of the world, I don't think it was a surprise to anyone the order it was.
No.
I know that there are some people who are a little upset that it was Nico below Zaiwu.
Well, if Nico wanted to be the second best player in the world, he probably should have started playing before about August. He was like nothing in the first half of the year.
Yeah, and he also can't hit deagle headshots apparently.
Yeah, I mean exactly.
I feel like that has to be a prerequisite. Like that's probably the only reason.
That should move him down like 4 or 5 places.
Zaiwu hits headshots. Nico does not hit headshots. That's where we're at right now.
Shiro won like multiple MVPs as he won events. I don't think G2 won an event this year. I'm not sure he did.
Hold on, we can check this. There's
because I saw somebody saying that who was it? They said
G2 literally did not win an event this year. They won second in Cologne and the Major, and third in DreamHack Master Spring, Flashpoint 3, LOL, IEM Summer, Blast Spring Final, and IEM Winter. But they did not win first place in any event. He did not win an MVP this year.
Yeah, I mean, Shiro won multiple. I really think Shiro should have been in the top 3, and I didn't even like Shiro that much. But for me, he was second. I
could get behind this.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Like the difference between the second and the fourth best player in the HLTV, it doesn't really matter. But for me,
actually, you know what? I want to keep it where it is because I like the fact that there's 3 Gambit players right next to each other. And I want to encourage this behavior of.
But then I might move one of them down if I'm being serious. But
to be fair, I think Hobbit deserves to be higher than Exile, but I might very much am in the minority on that.
I know who it was. It was because, have you seen that clip of Nico playing against Dexter in FPL?
The one that came out like yesterday?
Yeah, where Dexter's holding the Negev down on short and kills him. And Nico goes, this fucking idiot comes over from Australia, doesn't do anything, and then he's using this shit gun. And somebody then pointed out that Dexter won more tier 1 events this year than Nico did.
Yep. That sounds about right.
If that's doing nothing,
Alright. Takeaways from top 20 in general. In the top 20, in the top 10, CIS players were 8 out of 10 of them.
Yeah, and they had number 21. So the HLTV did some of their honorable mentions.
But that's 8 out of 10.
Oh,
they also had. Actually, they did not have anyone in the bottom 10 of this. I'm like looking at the chart right now. I was about to make an extremely cool statement. No, all of the CIS players were in top 10 or not in the top 20.
Yeah, they had Mir as one of the honorable mentions in the top 20 with Stown and
Cadian.
Was it Cadian?
Cadian was in.
Oh, sorry, no, it's Cadian instead of Stown. I think Stown was already in the top 20. Either way, Mir was one of them, and if you look at his stats, like he could easily have been in there. Mir is an absolute monster. I mean, I know you're probably bored of me saying this because
I think the reason Mir wasn't in there was because of the team.
Yeah,
right.
Which, if anything, should garner him more credit.
Yeah, but they didn't win much this year.
No, they did G2.
Yeah, but G2 made the finals of the Major, which is a little bit different.
Second place is the first loser.
Correct. And he got
Nico is a loser.
He didn't even get second place on top 20. He was the second loser.
True. Fair point.
All right, let's move on from this. So we have a bunch of things that have happened that we said were going to happen, but we didn't actually talk about them happening. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the G2 OG swap of Nexa and Alexi B. That happened.
Yeah. I don't know who wins.
I have no clue who wins, to be honest. Actually, I can tell you right now who wins. If Nexa is going to IGL and OG, OG wins. If Nexa is not going to IGL and OG, OG loses. That's kind of my statement on this.
All right, so Alexi B, I don't think is that great an in-game leader, but I don't think you need to be that great an in-game leader to win with this G2 team. So, like, even if he wins, it's going to be like, yeah, cool. You got Munzi, like Nico, and Hunter, though.
I feel like your bar is you have to just be a better IGL than Nico is. Well, actually, yeah.
No, you were right the first time.
Well, I was gonna say the Nexa is, but like, you just need to be a better IGL than Nico is.
But even if you're better than Nexa is, like Nexa had Amanek, where you have Munzi.
Okay, but we were convinced that Amanek was like a top 15 player for a while last year.
He was good. Yeah, no, he was genuinely good. But you'd have Munzi over him.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
you could have Munzi over him.
You're right.
Yeah, that one's really interesting.
Yeah. I think new look OG is going to be fun. It's not really a totally new look, right? We have Valda, we have Flame Z, we have Nexa, we have Mantu, and then we're still missing
Nico.
Yeah, Nico. I'm slightly afraid this team is going to still fall under the same thing that it fell under last year, which is I think they're just a little short on firepower.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, maybe Nexa over Alexi B helps that a little bit. I don't know.
It might.
I do think it's a little bit of a myth that Nexa's a good fragger, but
yeah,
he's not awful.
Let's go down to Brazil. We talked previously.
Oh, the Major's coming to Brazil as well. That's something we should have mentioned.
Major is coming to Brazil. TLDR Rio de Janeiro when. Malbs and Try have joined 00 Nation, which makes that an extremely fun and the first new look competitive roster from Brazil.
They are now my favorite team.
00 Nation. So for context, 00 Nation is Coldzera, Malbs, Try, Leo Drunky, VSM, and technically KNG.
No, he did you not see his mother-in-law?
Oh, I very much did.
Mad shit.
But he's still on the lineup.
Yeah, in this. Yeah, I mean,
and he's not benched, so I'm mentioning it. Yeah, he's not. He's definitely.
He will not play. There's no way him and Coldzera can now play on the same team after his mother-in-law came out. I was like, yeah, they picked Coldzera over KNG. What the fuck are they doing? These guys are idiots. What's he gonna do? Yeah, sorry about my mother-in-law. I don't like her either. I broke up with my girlfriend over this. What are you gonna say? Like, and 00 Nation are going to win the major in Rio. I think it's in November, right? That major.
I think so. I think there's another major in May.
So
April.
There are people saying they would be surprised if there was a second one this year. Well, I heard last year. At the end of
Valve
last
came
year,
out with dates
that there was going to be. I heard there was going to be a North American major.
Yeah,
but I was told. I don't know if that's still in my head.
So last I heard, Valve came out with like rough dates and said that we were having a North American major in May.
Yeah,
and that we would have a major in South America towards the end of the year.
But it just seems weird they've announced that one first.
What, that it's going to be in Brazil? I think the reason they said it was going to be in Brazil is because Brazil got fucked over 2 years ago.
But I mean, it's weird they've announced that one before the North American one.
Well, I think they're literally just trying to like start hype for majors.
I guess
it's literally.
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I'm not running a
00 Nation are going to win it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not running a small indie dev, so it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about one of the other moves that we are very excited about. I think your second favorite team now.
Every team in Brazil and then
every team in Brazil and then ENCE.
Yeah. I do like the look of this team.
ENCE is a very fun team. They've added Maden, which is very fun. So the team is now Snappy, Hades, Diha, Sphinx, and Maden.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Sphinx and Maden is a really, really explosive duo. I'm excited by that. The only concern I would have is that Maden's form, as of the last 6 months, not great. But on form, he's a force of nature.
I think he's able to be brought onto form by Snappy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it as well. Like Snappy, none of these players were considered superstars, or were inconsistent before this team, and then it's kind of clicked for them under Snappy. So I'm kind of holding out hope that he can do the same for Maden.
Agreed. This would mean, just as a separate matter, that two, I believe, of the former FPX players have now been acquired officially.
Yeah, Sticko went to Apex.
Sticko went to Apex. Farley is officially a free agent now.
Yeah.
I'd assume the same for Emmy and Zen. So.
Yeah, I've not heard anything about them.
Also, speaking of weird players you haven't thought of in a very long time, Otto ND just got brought onto a team the other day. He played for that, I think it was Crazy or Contact. One of those rosters.
It wasn't he on those back in the day as well?
Yeah.
Somebody signed for Gorillas yesterday. I saw Overdrive tweeting about it.
Shit, who was it?
It was like such a oh yeah, of course they are. I saw Overdrive tweet it, so I'll find it. I'll find it while we move on to the next.
Yeah, okay. I'm already. Oh, War O2K. Oh, actually, that's a really good segue because I want to talk about Mad Lions anyway.
Yeah.
So, Mad Lions, we interviewed Regin, a year ago at this point? A little bit under a year ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And he came in with this plan, this lineup with Sousel, War O2K, JL, TMB, and two other players who I cannot remember off the top of my head, right? That team doesn't really exist much more. It's a very different team now. But this team is way more fun than that team. So Mad Lions...
Yeah, sort of.
No, they're definitely way more fun. Mad Lions added Sumdai Young, which means that their lineup after all of their movements is TNB, Borup, JL, Mihu, and Sumdai Young. And I think this is hilarious.
So I have concerns. When this team was announced, when we spoke to Regin about it, he said he wanted to he wanted to sign young players and let them develop, and they were going to keep looking for an experienced head to add to that. Well, they have 3 experienced heads.
Just for knowledge, Regin not with Mad Lions anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Right?
His vision could have been completely thrown out the door. He now is I think he's the head analyst for Entropic's Academy team, if I remember correctly.
Right.
I'm all over the place with that. But it's not this. Yeah. I don't think they're going for the same look that they were going for almost a year ago.
It seems they're more going for undervalued players rather than necessarily young ones. If you see so the analogy I'll give is the football team Brentford didn't have a whole lot of money, and what they did was they scrapped their academy and created what they call a B team, where they would sign sort of 19 to 22-year-old footballers who had been cast off from big teams, who still had talent or had injury problems or something, but they knew were talented, and give them a second chance instead of just having an academy, because they would find they were in London, so no good kids were going to Brentford's academy over Arsenal, over Spurs, over Chelsea. That wasn't happening. So they went for this idea of picking up the good cast-offs from those sort of teams and turning them into players. And it's been incredibly successful for them. And that seems to be more like what Mad Lions are doing, rather than creating, taking really young kids and teaching them how to play. They're taking people who are slightly undervalued, out of contract, who are still good players and could still turn into good players, and trying to make them that. I worry this team. I like Someday Young. I'm not sure on Mihu. Borup is good, but is he like amazing? I don't know. I like TMB. Is there a
This is
little bit of
gonna
a lack of
be
firepower?
Yes. This is gonna be like a bottom top 30 team. Like I don't expect this to go very far.
Who AWPs on
But
this team?
Someday Young.
Wait, what?
Oh, actually, they came out and said JL is upping.
Okay, that makes it a bit more. Someday Young AWPing would be that'd be maverick. I don't think I've ever seen him AWP.
This team feels to me like Moneyball. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie.
Yeah. I've read the book.
Okay,
it's one of the best books of all time.
I feel like you just saying I read the book instead of watched the movie is just like a very subtle flex, but that's a separate matter.
I didn't even know it was a film. I was really into football stats a couple of years ago, and everyone referenced the book Moneyball.
As I said, it's a baseball book, but sure.
Yeah. Everyone talked about Moneyball.
But I think this is the Moneyball team. This is literally just these players were cheap. We know who they are, and they have proven value. Let's start here, right?
Yeah,
I think this team will be decent. I don't think this team will be amazing, but I think this team will be decent.
I don't know. I anytime I see Mihu on a team, I think it's doomed. And that doesn't. It's not because I don't rate Mihu. It's just he only seems to join doomed teams.
VP, EG, Envy, Mad Lions.
Yeah, Jesus, you see what Christ. I mean? Like he joined VP when they were at the lowest point, and he tried his best. Bless him, but he joined EG when they were a mess. He joined Envy when they weren't even like trying to play Counter-Strike.
Wait, hold on. Did we ever talk about Nifty's fucking Twitter?
I don't want to give Nifty like any more airtime than he deserves.
Okay. I don't remember if we talked about that, and if we didn't talk about it, go Google it. If you don't know what I'm saying,
I don't want to talk about Nifty. I don't like it.
All right. But on that subject, let's go talk about North America. We've got 3 things that happened that we, again, knew were all happening, but let's touch on them quickly. EG's roster officially veiled. Rush, Stu, Automatic, Circ, and Breeze. They are they're doing the run it back lineup.
Is this the 4th best team in North America?
This is the 4th best team in North America.
It's like 3rd or 4th, right? Like,
so okay.
Depending on whether or not you think Daps' new team is better.
I wasn't even thinking Daps' new team.
So Liquid, Complexity,
Party Astronauts.
Ooh, spicy. Spicy. I mean, I would think like an on-form Breezy, probably 1v5's Party Nauts. It's just
correct.
Where is an on-form Breezy? Like, right, if Breezy can get like find any level of form, he alone will make this team like top 2 in the North America. He's ridiculous, but
correct.
Can he
like
be
this? Yeah. I don't rate this team very high.
No, I'm not excited about this at all.
Like, okay, let me rephrase this. I don't think that this team was put together like the Last Dance team was, right? The Last Dance team is legitimately put together and like, yeah, we used to play together and like...
Yeah, the Last Dance team is like, no, it's like, we know we're not very good. We're just, you know, I think getting the boys together for one last job.
I think this team is actually trying to be good.
Well, it's evil geniuses, right? Like, they don't spend money on sentimental value. Correct. Like, this is a team that's highly respected in other games.
This is a team when they walked into League of Legends said, we're buying all the big free agents, and then subsequently tried to buy all the big free agents.
Yeah, and they've ended up with a really solid, like, one of the best teams in North America. They're highly respected in Dota as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is an org that want to win everything.
Yeah, no, they want to win. I think that they are actually trying to win with this roster. But, I'm not sure if...
I don't get it.
I think, here's the thing. I think the Rush Stewie automatic core could actually be okay. I think Breezy is a good addition to this. I don't like having Circ on this team. You and I have talked about our issues with Circ before, and I think if you're really trying to make this team win, you don't bring back automatic from Valorant.
Yeah. So I actually think Stewie outside of North America is a little bit underrated, especially as a leader. I think.
Agreed.
I don't think you'll find a better in-game leader in North America than Stewie 2K in terms of combining leadership with actual ability to play the game. Sheikh
Correct.
Zula's a better in-game leader, but he can't play the game. He doesn't have hands. He's got a great brain, doesn't have hands. Sui2K has a slightly worse brain, but he has hands. He's talented.
I think
I just hate everything else on this team.
I think you can argue that Nitro is there as well for
I don't know.
It's that there's a lot.
I think Stewie's better.
But here's the.
But then, like, Automatic hasn't played the game in ages. Rush might as well not have played it for ages. Circ hasn't played it for years at this point, and Breezy hasn't played it for a year. Like, this team I don't know. A lot of flipped coins have to land on heads for this team to be good.
But I think if they do, this team is very good.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is like it's not impossible for any of these to happen.
But it's all of them have to happen.
I'm not sure that's impossible for all of them to happen either.
It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. Like, for Breezy, Circ, Automatic, and Rush to all find their old form, like, that's really unlikely, man. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like this team. I don't think it's good.
I don't think it's going to be good either, but I think it'll be interesting. All right, let's talk about Nitro to Liquid, the move in which has been said publicly by you as, quote, the stupidest move that North America has made in a while.
I thought that was about Shocks, but...
I was going to say, I don't know if that's an exact quote from you, but...
I think I might have said that verbatim.
It's definitely something that you've said previously about this Liquid roster.
Yeah, about Shocks. The best thing I was really happy with. I was really proud of myself when I said they're sitting on diamonds and importing cubic zirconium. They're in Sierra Leone importing cubic zirconium. I was very happy with that line.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for Shocks. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because you look at the team complexity signed, and there's legitimately good players in there, and they're importing like a guy who used to be, man, it's frustrating. I hope this team is worse than complexity. I really do.
We'll talk about complexity in a minute. Nitro's coming back to Liquid. For NA fans who are feeling nostalgic, great time to be here, right? We have the C9 roster back. We have the Liquid Grand Slam roster back. For everyone else, I think I can speak for the rest of the world. Nitro is just, I feel like it's a lateral move. I feel like everything that Liquid just did, minus the OC thing, to be very clear, minus the OC thing, is just a lateral move.
Yeah.
OC, definitely an upgrade. I'll be the first to say it that I prefer OC over Fallen. Now, a lot came out like with Fallen's leadership and stuff, and Liquid made a documentary about like one of the longest surviving cores of Naf, Stewie, and Elige. They came out. It's like a 40-minute documentary. Really cool. But you saw a lot of like the internal stuff of the team, and Fallen really was like being a leader and stuff. I don't think that gets replaced with OC, but like in a pure in-game thing, I take OC over Fallen every day.
Yeah,
but like
but then also Nitro, I only really rated Nitro as an AWPer. I didn't think he was a great rifler.
Now, a couple of years ago, Nitro was a great rifler. That's the problem. Is the way Liquid has used Nitro over his entire time on Liquid was he played the bitch roles. Like whatever nobody else wanted.
Really good.
Okay, he played whatever nobody else wanted to play. So here's my problem: is that we don't have I'm a very data focused person, right? If there's data on something, I'll believe the data, right? There's also eye tests, but I believe the data.
Yeah.
We don't have the data on Nitro rifling in a really long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can't tell you if he's good at it or not. I mean, Nitro went to go rifle in Valorant, and then fucking Dicey left 100 Thieves, and then he was playing Jet Op every 5 minutes, right? And he was rifling too, and he was good at rifling in Valorant, but like
rifling in Valorant is different.
Yeah, rifling in Valorant is totally different than rifling in Counter-Strike. So yeah. I have no clue how good he's going to be at rifling in Counter-Strike. I have no clue, and we're going to have to wait to see.
Yeah, I'm not enthused by this team in the same way I'm enthused about Complexity.
All right, well, let's talk about Complexity. Complexity signed the old Extra Salt core, so core in quotes. which would be Fang, Floppy, and JT. Added Grim and Junior to it, and immediately lost in Funspark.
Yeah, they were playing with JT from North America, right?
Yeah.
Basically playing 4.5v5, which, not ideal. I think this team will take a little time to gel, but the pieces are there for this team to actually be pretty good. I'm excited about this team. Like Grim, like we didn't really see much of it on Liquid because of the way that team is, but he has the ability to carry games. He's an exceptional player. Junior, I rate. He's a little inconsistent, and he will sometimes miss shots he should hit, but he'll also, at the same rate, hit shots he shouldn't. He's one of those players. He's sometimes he's brilliant. Sometimes he looks like the worst player on the server, but most of the time, certainly domestically, he looked like the best player on the server.
He's a better Draken.
He's similar to Draken. I think Draken was really good, but
yeah, but he had the 30-degree window, man.
Yeah, but he was money outside that 30.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. He's better than Draken because
I don't think he is better than Draken. I think Draken was. I think Draken was really underrated.
Right,
anyway,
bring Draken back.
Floppy. I think we've already seen from the few games of Complexity how good a clutch player he is. That game on Ancient at Funspark, I forget who it was against. Was it against Gambit?
I think it was against Gambit.
Floppy was absolutely light. Like I've never seen a better 1v9. Like I don't know how his team didn't win. Floppy was 1v9 in that game.
I mean,
he was getting multi-kill after multi-kill in positions he had absolutely no right to get a single kill. It was one he was trapped in the corner on the B site. He gets dinked through a wall. There's a smoke on ramp. He gets split on through ramp and a Jaguar. And he gets 2 kills on people coming out ramp. He had no right to get one. He had 30 HP. They knew where he was, trapped in a corner. He gets a double kill. And his team lost that round. I felt so... I was like, how do you not win this round? How much more does this guy have to do? He won a 1v4 at one point as well, where it's like, he's doing everything. He's so good. God.
All right. Between you and I, we rate Marky pretty highly. So the members that are gone from Extra Salt, right? Marky and OC. Are Grim and Junior an upgrade from Marky and OC? I think
Grim is an upgrade on Marky.
Upgrade over Marky.
100%.
Junior's probably not an upgrade over OC. No, but I think this team with money behind it, and by money I mean the Dallas Cowboys money.
Now the Dallas Cowboys know where I are on a heat map. Fucking love Whitmer. Have you seen that video?
No.
I retweeted it again last night. You know how Whitmer posts those videos of himself in the shower?
Yes.
He goes, "What the fuck happened to esports, man?" I can't do a good American accent, but he said it used to be 4 stoner bros going, "Yeah, pop flash me around this corner." Now the Dallas Cowboys know where I are on a heat map. What the fuck happened to esports, man?
That's great.
Fucking love Whitmer. It's such a good I know why he only records when he's topless.
But I think that the Grim addition to this team and Floppy getting comfortable in Counter-Strike again, this team's going to slap the living shit out of somebody.
It's going to slap the living shit out of NA, that's for sure.
Yes.
Unless they're based in the EU.
I think they're based in Dallas.
Yeah, probably.
Not even a complexity thing. I think they are actually playing from Dallas.
Yeah, probably.
Let's talk about RMRs for a minute before we talk about Funspark and Blast. Because Valve came out with the RMRs and they're doing some weird shit that I'm not sure I disagree with. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah, they're mixing everyone together, right?
Yeah, so they're mixing... So RMRs now are being mixed together. So CIS and EU are together. Europe and... not Europe. CIS and EU are together. Australia and Oceania are together. Australia, Asia, Oceania, that whole everything there is together now. And North America, South America are together. But they're also doing those are for in-person RMRs. But then they're also doing online RMRs, which will be with the original 6 regions with a twist, which is your team's location is only dependent on
the amount of players,
the majority nationality in your team. Who gives a fuck where you currently live? For example, the old Extreme 100 Thieves Australian Renegades core that lived in North America for a while
would be Oceania.
Would have to go back to play in the Oceania region. There will be no more. There will be no more Furia taking up NA team spots.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
taking up NA team spots.
Hopefully, if they do that, then it's a little bit easier because there's so many good South American teams now.
They came out with who gets what.
Yeah, like there's like 4 good South American teams and 2 good NA teams.
They put a blog post up and then they just didn't say anything.
The Valve way. I really like how like distant Valve are. It's quite amusing to me. Like,
also,
you guys just do your own thing.
Who is allowed in the competition area during the LAN match?
Only
the players and their coach are allowed in the competition area. The coach may not be seen, felt, nor heard by the players in any manner outside of tactical timeouts and halftime periods from the start of the map until it is concluded.
They can't be seen, felt, or heard. You can't feel their presence. You're not even allowed to remember something your coach has said. I heard.
So here's the I have a separate issueable problem with this. I coach collegiate Counter-Strike, right?
Yep.
They adopt the Valve rules for this. We play in a LAN center and we play all online games. So they have my word. Like they hope I am following the rules of standing in the same room as my players,
not making
without any supervision and not making any noise or being seen, except my players don't all face a wall. There's like what the best way I can describe it. It's like one room with one long table down the middle, and the PCs face each other in the middle. So wherever I fucking stand in the room, they can see me.
Yeah.
Just as a separate matter.
They're not allowed to be seen, so you have to stand outside.
I'm not allowed to be seen. I have to stand outside the room. I swear to God, we had put these rules in last season, and I messaged the guy that put the rule on. I was like, "Yo, I'm literally standing in the same room as these guys. You really don't want me to what the fuck do you want me to do?"
Yeah. I mean, it's nonsense. But I mean, this is just the fallout from people like fucking Hunden and.
Yeah,
all them
fucking 100K. Europe and CIS has 7 legends, 6 challengers, 3 contenders. Americas have 1 legend, 2 challengers, 3 contenders, and Asia Oceania has 2 contenders.
So Americas are still as 1.
Well, the distribution of the spot will always be that way.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the North and South America don't seem to be split up.
Correct. They used to be split up.
Yeah.
It's 5 NA, 1 South America, right?
Yeah.
But so teams moved from South America up to North America to try and get 1.
And now they're just making Americas as 1.
Correct. But you qualify differently. So it means there's a better shot.
I don't mind that, actually. Yeah.
There's better shots for actual NA teams to qualify because they are one together.
So, I mean, they're still going to get absolutely banged out by Furia. It's just they're now also going to get banged out by Sharks.
And everyone's going to get banged out by Complexity.
Yeah.
All right.
Except 0-0 Nation. We are 0-0 Nation.
All right. Let's talk about Funspark really quickly. Gambit won the whole thing. Expected by literally everyone.
Yeah.
I think that looked at this tournament. Australis looked bad.
Yeah, not good.
Fnatic looked
worse.
Entropic made the finals.
Entropic are good. Entropic were the ones who dumped Australis out, right? They
did. In fact, they did. And Australis dumped Fnatic out.
And I think it was Elion in the third map went absolutely massive. It was something like 37-14 or something in the last map. Absolutely like lights out performance.
Team I want to highlight is Ecstatic.
Yeah.
I want to highlight. We want to talk about
I know
these.
exactly what you're going to talk about.
I wasn't going to talk about this because I totally forgot about it, and then
Second best tweet of the week.
I saw the ecstatic K23 match, and I was just like, okay. So ecstatic.
They're owned by that skin guy at Zip Out, right?
Yes,
or at least he's part of them. I don't think he owns them, but he's part of them.
Yeah. So Ecstatic played K23, and Norbert, who apparently I learned this week is a known complainer. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Complained that Bird from Sky was 5-opping and also cheating, and also radar hacks.
He called him the best in-game leader in the world, supposedly sarcastically. Maybe he has a point though.
It was weird. It was definitely a weird thing. But it
brought a Bird from Sky. Where the fuck else are birds from?
But it brought up a fantastic tweet that, if I remember, I will embed here. Put tweet.
It's a CIS guy called Norbert, and he's the guy with the most normal name in the conversation.
Yeah. So they took the Ecstatic Twitter account took a Tech9 Toxic and put Norbert's face. And I think it's Norbert and one other guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the other one was.
I think it's Exapower, but I could be wrong.
Okay, yeah.
Put Norbert and Exapower's face just all over the Tech9 Toxic, and then the K23 logo on the mag, and change the flavor text to say "Exterior raging. They're cheating, just not being as blatant as Akuma. We lose to best IGL in the world. He is hacking. We win today. Their radar hack didn't work," which is the same tweet that Norbert put out.
It's just such a bad idea to publicly accuse another team of cheating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good tweet.
Unfortunately, I'm too distracted by the name Bird from Sky.
This week has had great tweets.
Yeah.
With the Richard Lewis tweet.
The Richard Lewis one is such a banger, dude.
All right. We got one more thing to talk about today. Before last minute information comes out that Simple is switching to Valorant or some shit. Blast is this week's Blast groups.
Now we're talking.
Which, okay, I hate Blast groups. Okay, let me rephrase that. I have a simultaneous love and hate with Blast groups because it's 3 mini tournaments, right? Because there's no grand final for Blast groups. There's just it's just everything is done in one day, right? Each group is just done in a day.
Right.
And there's a group final, and that's it. Because it's all about qualifying to other Blast events.
Yeah, I mean, that whole structure is a little strange to me, but,
whatever.
I'm just excited to see. It starts with G2 versus Complexity. That's an absolute lights-out nuclear banger.
And we get to see
that is a thigh rubber.
We get to see
Nitbig. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Who cares about watching NIP anymore?
I know we talked about this, but we really need to rename Big to Big all lowercase and then an N uppercase at the end.
Yeah, it's getting a bit silly now. I guess we should probably mention the fact that Device isn't playing for NIP and isn't for the next couple of months. He's had having some health issues.
Yeah.
If you Google hard enough,
if you Google hard enough, there's it's not COVID, it's not him sitting out. It's just he legitimately has had health issues.
Yeah, he's had health issues for years. With his stomach, I think. So.
Yes, as someone who has had stomach issues, not fun.
No, so it doesn't sound fun.
So, get well soon, Device.
Yeah.
But NIP will be playing with Fizzy for a little while, and it looks all other interesting thing about that, they were looking at picking up Chiquinho for the academy team, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, so. I mean, it seems reasonable to me. He was clearly highly rated before Fnatic, didn't do well on Fnatic, but there's clearly something there that somebody's seen. So
yeah. So Group A is going to be G2 Complexity, Nip, and Big. I have a feeling the finals will be G2 Complexity.
Yeah, I mean G2 Big is probably
G2 Big as possible. I think both of us don't think that Nip will make it though.
I hope not. It's really would put a damper on both Big and Complexity if NIP are better than them with their roster moves. Or G2, yeah. I suppose.
Yeah, G2 should win this group, to be fair.
They should.
They have a lot of firepower. We've talked about teams not having enough firepower. They have enough firepower.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should win this group, but I mean, it is also very early for them.
Yeah. Group B is Navi versus MIBR.
Who's even on MIBR anymore? Like, I lost track.
I literally recognize the one name.
Okay, I know Turtle and Woody. Turtle's pretty good, from what I remember. Woody's an AWPer, I think.
Not anyone that doesn't follow Brazilian Counter-Strike will know.
Yeah, so I know them because I worked a South American event for DreamHack. That's why I know who those two players are.
But yeah, so Navi versus MIBR, and then an actually really good matchup in Astralis versus OG.
Yeah, I have no idea who's gonna. I mean,
Astralis
kind of fancy OG, right? Like the way Astralis. I mean, I guess that says everything. You went Astralis should win. I said I kind of fancy OG, and neither of us were sure. And like looking to the other for like, do you agree? And no, we clearly don't. I like Astralis looks so bad. Or like not so bad, but like really disappointing, and have done it pretty much every event except the first one. And OG are like at least 4/5 of a semi-competent team.
Yeah,
whereas Astralis are like 2/5 of a semi-competent team.
Yeah, I don't know. That could go either way. Navi wins this group. There's not a shot that they don't.
The only thing, like every game is best of one, is the only thing. So it's like in the groups, I should say.
No, the group final is best of one as well.
Yeah. In the groups, there's all best of one.
There is like an elimination stage.
Yeah.
With other stuff, so there is like
there's best of threes in the playoff state. You'll basically just want to finish in the top 6 in this. So like that's all that really matters.
Yeah. Group C is Liquid versus players who used to play on Liquid.
Yeah.
Or
EG.
It groups. Let me rephrase this. Group C is players who used to play for Liquid, or players who now play for Liquid that used to play on a team that is here. Because we have Liquid, we have FaZe, who Twist is now on, we have EG, who Stewie is now on, and Vitality, who Shocks just came from. This group could go literally any way, and I couldn't tell you ahead of time which way.
Also, importantly, Vitality versus EG, that's the Ryan versus Nell derby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot Ryan was an EG fan. Wow, that's rough. That's rough.
FaZe and Vitality in the same group. I really hope we get to see those two play each other.
Yeah.
New FaZe versus new Vitality. That'd be fun.
We probably won't, but we could.
Well, if they both win or both lose their opening games, we will.
I think Vitality wins their opening game, and I think FaZe lose their opening game.
Ooh, you think FaZe lose to Liquid? I mean, I know. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, slight Liquid fanboy, so I have a little bit of just like hit there. I think that this Liquid team might be. I think this Liquid team might be better than we've been saying, but I also think they could be worse than we're saying. I'm very unsure right now.
Yeah,
but FaZe generally to me underwhelming. So like, and plus they have Robs to integrate. And
the thing is, if because both teams are so new, I'm expecting it's going to be a bit of a scrap, and I just don't see Twists and Rops losing in like a.
I was just going to say, I don't see FaZe losing a just
scrappy game. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, when everyone's new, I can see that, and I also have a lot of faith in Carrigan, so. We'll see. Yeah. I think we might see FaZe versus Vitality, which I really want to see.
This Liquid team has been practicing together for a while now. Like, OC said in December or something that, like, we've been practicing with Nitro and Shocks for a little while now. And just Nitro had not been announced yet at all. And it's great.
We'll see. But, I mean, because it's been so long since we've actually seen a bunch of these teams, we could see any level from them. It's great. It's really exciting.
So, who wins Group C? I have no fucking clue. It's probably not EG though. That's all I think.
I think it's FaZe. I think FaZe win this group.
Here's the thing. I'm not making any decisions on this because it could go so many ways for me, right? Yeah. I see Vitality winning this group. I could see Liquid winning this group. I could see FaZe winning this group. I could even see a EG pulling an upset winning this group. I don't think they will, but I could see anyone here winning this group without me having to think very hard about it. This group will be fun. Plus it's on Sunday, which is even more fun. And in their best of ones, so like
anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Anything.
Right? EG could have a good 2 games in a row and they're in the group finals, right? Yeah. Like anything could happen. There's a tweet that I wanted to talk about.
We need to be quick because we're coming up to an hour now.
Yes, this is the last thing, and then we're going. I play HLTV Fantasy with a group of people. In HLTV Fantasy, you cannot pick more than 2 players from the same team. So I saw this on Reddit, and I thought this is hilarious. Somebody picked Glaive Zip, Device, Magisk, and Dupree, and said, this team might win 3 to 4 majors if they put Zonic as the coach. Which I thought was hilarious. It does not win Tweet of the Week, which I now really want to be a segment on the show.
Yeah, I'm down to do that.
All right, Tweet of the Week this week, by the way, Richard Lewis's tweet.
So good.
With the second place.
It's so fucking good.
And on that, make sure to follow us on Twitter at ReTLDR, at Logan Ramhap, and at Aizyesque. We'll be back again next week with some blast results and hopefully another banger Tweet of the Week.